there, I'm Savvy Tech Grandma. I received a FlashForge AD5X 3D printer for my birthday, so I thought it would be fun to share my first experiences with my friends. So here we go. FlashForge says their new 85X makes multicolor 3D printing incredibly easy. They're talking no tinkering, no complex setup, just unbox it and go. But is that for real? Today I'm putting on my beginner hat, pretending I've never seen a 3D printer before, to see if the 85X is as shockingly easy as they claim. Let's find out. All right, let's crack this thing open. First off, the 85X comes fully assembled, which is a huge win for any beginner. You're supposed to be printing in about 10 minutes, and I can see why. In the box, you've got the printer, a power cable, some starter filament, some tools, and the manual. The whole thing feels really solid. Now this is their intelligent filament system. It's a separate little unit that holds 4 spools right next to the printer. Let's get it plugged in. I already pulled out the shipping guards and completed the setup. The touchscreen is bright and easy to follow, and the Quick Start wizard literally walks you through every step. Power on, pick your language, and connect to Wi-Fi. You will need your Wi-Fi password. It even handles all the tricky bed leveling and calibration automatically with one click, which is a total lifesaver if you're new to this. After following the guide to load up the filament, I think I'm actually ready for my first print. As you can see, it does a test print as part of the setup process. Okay, moment of truth. For the first test, I'm going with a classic 3D Benchy, a little boat that's the go-to test for any printer. I found this free file on Cult 3D, so I'm going to hit print and see what happens. The 85X comes with a stick of glue. I recommend that you use it on the build plate before each print. Also in the software, there is a menu to choose the type of plate you're using. My plate has a marking to tell me what type it is. Right away, the 85X gets to work, and that first layer is going down beautifully, which is always a good sign. As it's building up, I'm actually surprised at how quiet it is. It's not silent, but not going to drive you out of the room with like some printers might. About an hour later, our little boat is finished. Let's take a look. Wow, the quality is sharp, the lines are clean, and I'm not seeing any obvious problems. That's a fantastic start. I do have to pull off all these supports. I'm still learning which supports are better to choose for which different type of print. Okay, that single color print was great, but let's be real. We're here for the main event, the multicolor printing. The 85X has that external system that feeds 4 different colors into the printer, switching between them on the fly. To get this going, I'm using the Orca FlashForge Slicer. It's a free app that you will need to install on your computer. You first need to create an account. You can download the software from here. You can also manage the printer from the FlashMaker app. It is a solution for 3D printer management, effortlessly controlling, monitoring, and managing printers by group all in one place. This is where the fun starts. The software has this painting tool that's basically a digital coloring book for your 3D model. You just click on the part and assign a color. It's super intuitive. However, make sure you note the correct spool number for the correct color. You can see my color on these earrings doesn't match the pattern. That's why. Don't forget to swipe on a thin layer of glue before you start. I chose a nearly flat 4-color print to start with. I paid a little over $1 for this file. Once I've got my colors sorted, I just hit slice and sent it straight to the printer over Wi-Fi. The whole process feels like it was designed to be as simple as possible. One thing you'll notice is the printer does a little purge every time it switches colors to make sure there's no bleeding. It's necessary for crisp results, but it does create a little pile of wasted filament that gets kicked out the back of the printer. You might want to put something back there to catch the waste. Some of mine ended up on the floor, and my dog thought it was a treat. An hour later, and it's done. Let's get this thing off the build plate and take a closer look. And wow, the results are genuinely impressive. The colors are bright, the details are all there, and the lines where the colors meet are incredibly clean. This is what good multicolor printing should look like. But we do need to talk about that little pile of waste filament I mentioned, as well as the supports that you pry off at the end of the print. To get those clean color changes, the printer purges a decent amount of material. The final product is awesome, but you have to go into it knowing that there's a trade-off in filament waste. You can melt the waste and put it into high-temperature silicone molds. I have some really cute baking ones. I have seen a lot of makers using skull molds. So let's break down what I think are the biggest strengths and weaknesses. The strengths, first off, it's incredibly beginner-friendly. From unboxing to your first print, the guided setup makes it almost foolproof. You get true 4-color printing that just works, all in a pretty compact machine. The print quality is fantastic right out of the box, with sharp details and really clean color separation. And it's fast. It's advertised a max speed of 600 millimeters per second, and while you might not always print that fast, hitting speeds of around 300 millimeters per second for real-world prints is totally achievable. Its weaknesses. The filament purging for color changes adds up. You're going to create waste, and the slicer doesn't do a great job of telling you exactly how much to expect. It does not come with a camera, so you can view how the print is doing remotely, but you can purchase one separately, and there will be a link in the description for that camera. While the machine has panels, it's mostly an open frame design. This means it can be a bit noisy and isn't ideal for printing high-temperature materials like ABS or ASA without some kind of enclosure, even though the hot end can handle it. A link for an enclosure will also be in the description. So back to our original question, is the FlashForge AD5X really shockingly easy? Honestly, for the most part, yes. The idea that a total beginner could go from opening the box to getting a successful, high-quality multicolor print with basically zero tuning is pretty amazing. The setup is a breeze and the results speak for themselves. But you have to be okay with the filament waste that comes with all those color changes. If you're a beginner who wants to get into multicolor printing without a massive headache and a steep learning curve, I think the AD5X is an absolutely fantastic choice. There will also be an Amazon link for the printer in the description. Please consider using the links in my video description. I get a small amount of compensation that will help me keep creating more how-to videos. What do you think? If you have an AD5X or have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. If this video helped you out, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more 3D printing goodness. Thanks for watching and happy printing.